My name's Jason Irwin. I'm from Reading, Pennsylvania. I came to Orthodoxy and through all this. Like last night, I remember the dinner, everybody had to stand up and say why they're here and all that. I really had no idea why I'm here. I mean, everybody here's done like great things. I was thinking about it last night. I guess I'm here just to say thank you to everybody.
Microphone.
That's not my rhythm. All right, how's that? All right, so I think I'm here just to thank everybody. Because I've been in and out of prison my whole life. I guess probably out of the past 20 years, I bet you 15 of them have been in prison. It started off, young, I do a year, get out. I do 2 years, get out. I did 4 years, I get out. And a pattern was starting. The last time I did about 8 years. Still can't hear me. What'd you have to say support? Oh, okay. Right. Kiss the microphone. So, the last time I went to prison, not only did I have to do a lot more time than I normally did, it really killed me that time. I mean, I had gotten married in the meantime. I had a child. And, I'm sitting in prison again for the 4th time. I got everybody telling me I'm looking at like 25 years. I think I'm never going to get out. I'm never going to see my kid again and all of that. And it's amazing how God put me in this position because it just broke me down. And it made me receptive. I was put on a maximum security block, which I'm sure most of you know about. I was in a lockdown for 23 hours a day. So the only time I was allowed to actually leave my cell, I mean, we ate in our cell, we did everything in the cell. The only time I actually would be able to leave would be to go to religious services. I was never a religious person. I mean, I was raised Catholic and we went to, different churches. But what I remember as a child, as church was like just, kind of like, here, we're here Sunday, look at me, and then we go home. I don't remember God anywhere in any of that. So I started going to these, services, every one I could go to. And the thing that struck me was, like here's these people up there, and I'm in a depressed state. I'm like as close to suicidal as I've probably ever been. I'm thinking I'm never getting out of jail. I got the thoughts in my head like, I've put my family through so much, Maybe if I'm gone, I just heard them one more time and it's over. You know what I mean? Like these were like thoughts that were really in my head. And I remember going up to the services, and the big thing with I've noticed, like in prison I was in, the Protestant movement was really big in the prisons. And I remember seeing all these people up there, and they're just so happy, and what is joy? And I'm, what is this about? What do these people got to be so happy about? But it got me listening, and it was a process. So I started going to the church services, and I started going to Bible studies, and I started, asking questions, and so I was fortunate enough to meet Chaplain Pat. He was a chaplain in the prison I was at, and he guided me along, and the next step was I met Father Demetrius. Father Demetrius, the ancient Bible study thing, he was teaching. I went to that, and I got to admit, a lot of it in the beginning was, it was knowledge. I wanted knowledge. Not only was I feeling better, but it gave me something to focus on. And I used to like to go, like I said, I go to all these different services. So I would go, one person would tell me one thing, and then I'd go to like another, like say a yoke fellowship, and I'd ask them these questions, and I like to see, get a rise out of them. You know what I mean? I'd play around with that. But then when I met Father Demetrius, it was amazing. Like he could just answer questions, and it just seemed so genuine, I guess. So I really got into, not only did I like the historical part of it and all, but I just started devouring all the books, and I eventually actually became a chapel runner, and me and Chaplain Pat became very close, and I was chrismated in prison by Father Demetrius. I became part of St. Matthew's Church. And then it was time for me to move on to my next prison. I was only there maybe 18 months, and then I had to go away to the state penitentiary. There I did, more years, but now I'm completely separated. It was like, that was probably the closest I think I've ever been to God and feeling God's presence was actually being in the county prison, which is, So then I go away, and I guess that was all to prepare me to go to the prison I went to. I was in, I'm sure you're familiar with Cole Township. So I spent, most of my time there, and there's no orthodoxy there. There's no nothing there. I kept the dialogue with, my, St. Matthew's and with Chaplain Patton. I guess all of that prepared me for what I had to do. I kept, they kept sending me books, and I, read all the Father Dwayne's books, which is pretty amazing to meet him. So I didn't even know it was him until the other day. I flipped over the book, and there's a picture on the back. I'm like, wow, that's, that's it. But then the trick was to get out of prison. I mean, you do all that. I did well in prison. I got a good job, I got a trade, I did all of that. And I genuinely wanted to change. I did not want to go back to prison anymore. I mean, the pattern. I did 8 years. The pattern. I don't want to double it again. And my daughter was growing up, so I got out, and now I'm finally out. I'm doing. I go to St. Matthew's, and I meet up with Chaplain Pat, and they want me to do the Lazarus project. And I trust Pat. I love Pat, Chaplain Pat, and one of the main things I've learned through all these years is kind of to go against my first impulse. It's like it's always wrong. And this is an example. Like, he comes to me and says, look, I really want you to do this Lazarus project. You've been away for a while. And he says, I'll go ahead and get it, whatever you say. He says, it's a year-long project, and I need you to commit to it. So my mind's a year. I just did 8 years in prison. I don't want to commit to another program for 8 years. This is crazy. But, I trust him. All right, I did. I got to tell you, it was probably, it's probably why I'm still out here today. I'm still doing good today. Because there's so many things you deal with coming out of prison that you're not. For example, the first day out, I had to go to a halfway house. So I had to stop at Walmart to buy my cosmetics and all the things I would need. And I couldn't make a decision. It's like, for all these years, I was like, all right, this is the toothpaste I use, this is the deodorant. Here I'm walking to Walmart, there's walls of stuff, and I don't know what to buy. It's like, this, I had my daughter with me. I just had her pick everything out for me because it was like, it was just the anxiety. I don't know, but these are the little things that, like that mentoring program helped with. I would meet with these people once a week, and I really wanted to succeed. And I don't know, maybe from the prison, but my attitude towards solving problems was I would attack things and I'd be aggressive with them. But a lot of times I would put blinders on me, and I would just be in this one direction. But then once a week I'd go talk to these, it would be 3 guys that I didn't know from different churches that just gave me their time, which was, it was kind of amazing. I'm like, these guys don't know me from Adam, and yet they want to meet with me on a weekly basis, and they're going to buy me dinner, they just want to talk to me and see how I'm doing. It was, but it was so neat to be able to go in there stressed out after a week and tell them, look, this is what I'm doing, this is what I want to do. And they wouldn't preach, they wouldn't say that. They would just, I would have now 3 different perspectives of how to handle whatever situation I'm in, And I would leave there thinking of things completely different. I said, oh yeah, well, I never thought of that, or I never thought. And then, throughout that whole year, we became, really close. It was a great thing. And here I am now. I guess, like I said, I just want to thank everybody for everything you are doing as far as the prison ministry goes. It's amazing to see. It's like, you got people from all these different states, and I picture it like, you ever see the little napkin at the airport? It's like, here's a little verse. It's like the stem of all these other people that got something to do with it. It's like, each one of you represent your area, and it's amazing, because there's no real glory in it. Nobody cares about prisoners other than, you people. And I just want to thank you all, man. God bless you all. Thank you.